everybody, this is Kira with Follow Your Arrow Tarot, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the intuitive and tarot card reading for the sign of Aquarius for June 2019. But before I get started, I do have some channel messages. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back and watching. Feel free to check out the information in the description box below, and also feel free to fast forward if you already feel like you know my typical channel messages. For those of you who are new and kind of don't know what's going on, I post my zodiac and intuitive monthly general readings by the number of views I had in the previous month. So I'm doing all of June's videos right now, but I'm looking at the top views from May. And if you look down here, number 7th was Aquarius with 263 views. So thank you to all of you who watched my video and who are supporting my channel. If you want to see Aquarius get up quicker in the list for next month and have your video posted earlier in the month, please make sure that you share this video with other Aquarians or people who have Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or share it with people who cross-watch, or just share it just to share it. Also, with that being said, I do have some channel contests going on right now. I'm trying to expand my YouTube channel, but with that, I do need your help. So right now, every time I hit a milestone or a goal on my channel, I do post a special video. So right now, I'm trying to increase my subscribers. So in order to do that, click that red subscribe button. And that will get you entered into a contest for a free private personal reading with myself. So one way to enter is to subscribe. You get one entry into the contest. Another way to get multiple entries is by leaving a positive or thoughtful comment on any of my channel videos. So for example, if you left 5 separate comments, that would give you 5 entries and increase your chance of being selected. My next contest is for 500. I'm almost there. Once I reach 500, I will be making a special separate video and uploading that and picking 5 people to get a free private personal reading with myself. And I'll continue to do that every 100 subscribers. All right, so there's that. More information is in the description box below. If you're interested in booking a private reading with myself, you can email FollowYourArrowTarot@gmail.com, and links are also in the description box below of my social media. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. All right, so there's that. I do like to begin with my intuitive reads. These are channeled messages that I received from Spirit when I was meditating on your sign. I also kind of blend that with some information regarding your planetary alignments or what's going on for that month. If that's something that you're really not into and you just came for the tarot card reading, feel free to fast forward. All right, so Aquarius for June 2019. So when I was meditating on your sign and connecting with Spirit, the feeling I got for Aquarius was that compared to other readings that I've done this month, I would say for you, this month is going to be potentially a challenging one. It's going to be a month where you're really cognizant. You're thinking a lot about not only what's going on in your life right now regarding certain situations or scenarios or relationships, but I feel like you're thinking a lot about the past and how all of this is affecting your future. And a lot of things are going to be resurfacing as well. So I feel like it could be a potential challenging month for some of you Aquas, because the first word that I got from Spirit was change. So you could be going through, and I think for most of you it's subtle changes. It could be such as changes in relationships. So maybe you are coming out of or going into a new or old relationship, or it could be changes in regards to your outlook on the type of relationship you want. It could also be change in regards to like travel. I feel like since it's the summertime, some Aquarians could be relocating. And I kind of feel as though you're relocating to leave something from the past behind. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. So some of you could have new job opportunities, and that's why you're relocating. That could be why I see a change of some sort. You're changing, and it could be just from a position or a unit or completely a whole new job. But I do feel on some level you're changing some aspect of your life. It could also just boil down to your spiritual self and your mentality, changing your beliefs and values and the practices you do. But I do feel for many aquas, these changes are going to be multifaceted, meaning I don't think there's going to be just one tiny change. I think in the month of June, you're really dealing with a lot of changes in many aspects of your life. I also saw beside the word change, I saw dirt paths and a few of them. And that's always my symbol from spirit of you're going on a new path or you're making a decision on where your future is going to go. It's almost like a crossroads or a fork in the road, and you're going through changes because you're leaving wherever you're coming from. Okay. I also kind of got an image. I saw a person, and the body part that I was really honing into, spirit was showing me the ear. So things regarding listening and hearing, messages coming and going are going to be very important for you in June. I kept hearing someone saying, did you say something? So I feel like you could be getting some important messages, but almost like whispers. It could be from spirit or your higher self trying to lead you in a certain direction. It could be things in the 3D realm, urgent messages from other people, but I feel like it's verbally articulated. I just feel like some of you are hearing things, when you feel like you heard someone call your name and you ask anybody like, hey, did you call me? And people are like, no, I didn't say anything. You're like, whoa, I swear I just heard my name. I feel like you're going to have a lot of these auditorial things happening, like little whispers. So pay attention to those. Pay attention to what your mindset was when you felt that or heard that energy. Pay attention to, the sound of the voice. Does it seem positive or negative? Does it seem something that's trying to get your attention or soft? I think that's going to be really important to you. You could also be receiving messages, maybe voicemails or important phone calls for this month. I do feel that regarding these changes, and most of you Aquarians are pretty optimistic about these changes. I think some of these changes are directly related to actual choices or decisions you've made for yourself. But I do feel that there's a part of that too, Aquarius, that some of these changes are happening to you. And they're things that you didn't necessarily plan for. But nonetheless, whatever changes are occurring, whether they are yours that have been made or they're being done for or to you, I do feel you're most of the time optimistic. I do feel like fate. I see the word fate or faith coming in. I do feel some of the changes that are occurring are definitely out of your hands. And it's just a part of your soul's journey blueprint. It was bound to happen. So some things, that's why I say it's happening to you, but I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean that some things are happening in your life because it's part of your plan. Okay. I do feel a lot of you aquas are experiencing a lot of deep spiritual lessons right now, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think a lot of this is in regards to relationships and love. And it doesn't have to necessarily be love, but just relationships with other people. I do feel that some aquas have felt some emotions you could be feeling this month are intensity. You're feeling emotions really intense to a different level that you're normally used to, or that meaning you're intense or others are intense with you. Just intense, very serious type energy. I feel as though you or other people could be very moody, meaning the little things can irritate you or make you feel emotions, maybe more so than normal. I do also feel that there's a little bit of confrontation going on for the month of June, and I'm not sure what that is quite yet, but I think that that's going to play out in the reading. I almost feel it's like you asserting yourself or telling somebody something. I feel like you feel slighted because I keep seeing this motion of, or like you're putting your foot down or crossing the line, or something's going on communication wise. And I think that a lot has to connect with the planets for this month, with the energy of Mars being in Cancer in your 6th house. I think that that's kind of where that energy is coming from. You could feel tired this month, irritable, drained, more mentally than physically. So like I was saying, I do feel like a strong connection with relationships regarding that. Your more private life. So we're going to have some opposing planets of Saturn and Pluto in your 12th house. So I think that the energy I'm feeling, this is a month of where you're spiritually, there's a lot of deep shadow work being done personally for yourself, but like that's where I was talking about these spiritual lessons are coming up. There's a lot of things I feel are coming back around, possibly cycles that are replaying themselves because they haven't been 100% processed already. And I think a lot of it is intrinsic work, shadow self. And I think that a lot of that's coming with that Saturn in retrograde, because I'm seeing, okay, it's really interesting. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm seeing like from the olden times music, a record player. I'm sure there's a better name for it, but where you put the vinyl down and you put the little thing on top of it and it's playing music, but I see it like it's stuck. It's like playing this beautiful song and then it's like and it's like the needle is stuck, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing and hearing the music and it was going this way and then it goes and then it starts playing backwards and then the song doesn't sound beautiful anymore. It's all blah blah blah, blah, like, and then the person has to run over there and try to fix it and make sure it's not ruined and put it back on track. So, and then I see arrows going down and then one going up. So opposing, or like, in the laundry, like that. And it's keeping you stuck in the same position because you can't go all the way forward and you can't go all the way back. There's not this, kind of like centrifugal force. It's like you can't get that momentum going. It's just like, it's stuck. So I feel as though Spirit's trying to say, Aquarius, for June, you could be replaying a lot of things in your mind. You could be replaying a lot of past troubles or difficulties could be manifesting, and that's part of this deep spiritual shadow work you're doing. Things are resurfacing that have not been dealt with. I feel a lot of this it could be connected to, I feel exes. I feel like you could be someone who, or kind of like those doors. Yeah, you could be an Aquarius who has had an ex come in and out of your life a lot. Or you've come in and out of someone's life a lot. And the cycles have stayed the same. They have not transgressed. And they start to feel like they're doing good. And then it goes right back to what it was. Starts to feel like it's going good. Goes right back to what it was. And you're stuck, or both of you are stuck. And you're really looking for relief. And I think there's a tie in here because I see 2 mirrors, like you or whomever holding 2 handheld mirrors and looking over here, and you're like, it looks fine, like I don't understand, and looking over here and going, whoa, that's really dark and murky, and like, but you're going back to both of them. And I kind of feel like it's you. I'm kind of feeling like some of you feel split in 2, or you feel as though you have to be 2 different people, or you have 2 different personalities, like you feel like you have to be a certain way for the outside world, but with yourself you're this way, or that's a symbol for me that you're struggling internally, and what you project out, like in your relationships or in the real world, is something different. But that one mirror that's really dark, there's something going on internally with you. So yeah, and something about 2s, duality. Like, you could potentially, if I'm feeling like Gemini energy, well, that kind of makes sense because we had a new moon in Gemini on the 3rd. And then on the 8th, Venus is in Gemini. There's the connection. Venus, love in Gemini. Yeah. So this definitely is love. Definitely love. I do know that So I think there's going to be a little bit, so the beginning of the month I think may be a little bit tough. We do have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 17th, and I do feel like you're going to get some new energy from that. You're going to get some determination, you wanting to make some changes, higher mind, thinking about things and wanting to press forward. And I think that's where that fork in the road, those path, that thinking is going to come in. It is on the 21st. We do have Cancer season coming up. That is the summer solstice. So I do feel with the sun coming into things and the season changing towards the end of the month, I think you're going to get some clarity. And hopefully the lessons that you're needing to relearn or learn again, because I do see the RE, like redo, relearn, revisit. And that could be because we have Saturn in retrograde too. But I do feel towards the end of the month when the light comes out, if you've done what you've needed to do, Aquarius, you're going to get a lot of clarity. I feel you're going to be a little bit more happy, a little bit more lighthearted, and be able to tackle whatever things or decisions you need to be making going forward. So yeah, there'll be some relief when the sun goes into Cancer, I'm feeling. I do hear Spirit saying that there are, and I know this is really hard, I don't want to feel like I'm picking on Aquarius. However, I do feel a lot of these lessons are lessons that you need to learn. There could definitely be lessons, that you're learning because of how other people have dealt with you or situations. But I do feel some of it is you finally coming to the recognizing that there have been some situations or relationships where you could have done better or made better decisions, because I hear Spirit saying it's important to be extra thoughtful. And I'm seeing like someone giving a flower, to say sorry. And I'm seeing like, I'm sorry. So I don't know if you feel or that an I'm sorry is due from you, but I feel it's from you, because I see you handing this to somebody. Not that that's going to fix anything, but I feel that like I'm seeing healing words. Like there's some healing that needs to happen. There's some actual actions that need to go with those words. I feel sometimes maybe you say things, but the other person or the situation doesn't believe it. So I feel like with healing words, with forgiveness and I'm sorry needs to go an action. Not necessarily like you have to buy someone something, but you need to, a little formality in it goes a little bit of a ways, I think. Because I think that also too, not only is going to give the other person kind of some closure in it, but I think for you, that whole action is going to be emotionally cleansing for you. It's going to be like the last step you need to take in this cycle of this lesson, I feel. I really feel like it ends with some I'm sorry, forgiveness, and action on your part. Okay? So that's kind of all that I got and what I'm getting from Spirit for you, Aquarius. But let's see what the tarot has to say and see if any of those messages come up. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for Aquarius for the month of June 2019? Spirit, what messages do you have for Aquarius for June 2019? 2 more shuffles, Aquarius. Aquarius, June 2019. What messages do you have for Aquarius? All right, first card. Overall energy for Aquarius. What's the overall energy for Aquarius for June? There it is. Major Arcana. Your overall energy, Aquarius, is the Strength card. So like I was saying, I do feel like this month is going to be challenging. I feel like you're going to have some difficulties. I feel like you're going to be having to definitely have some strength. And I feel it's not necessarily physical strength. I feel like it's emotional strength you're going to have. Because I do feel like some things are going to come up to surface, both just within yourself and then in regards to the situation or relationship with somebody that are going to be emotionally intense. So the strength to work through that and not let it overcome you. I do feel like this also talks about yourself, and that you need to have the strength to work on these spiritual lessons, these urgent messages that are going to be coming to you. from your guides, from spirit, from your higher self. And I feel like this is more you trying to tame whatever things that you need to work on. It's like fine-tuning and taming what mistakes you have done in the past, rewriting. It's like, see the infinity sign? And it kind of, if you think about it, 2 arrows together are making that type of, like going around and around. So I feel like you need to have the strength in order to complete a cycle, or the strength in order to move on from this kind of stuck place that you're in. But I do get the sense that this is definitely like a lesson that needs to be learned in order for you to complete a cycle. You could have Leo in your chart somewhere, or you could be dealing with a Leo, which is a fire sign. I think this also talks about, for you, when we were talking about being extra thoughtful and having healing words and actions, I do feel like this is that overall energy that's going to, yes. So when you finally finish this cycle, this situation, this event of action between 2 individuals, could just be yourself, but there's definitely some very intense feelings, and it's about you or the other person or both of you taming those feelings. It's the healing words, the I'm sorry. Like, it's okay. I know you were mad at me. I know you're still angry at me, but it's that gentle touch, that action of, like, I feel like she's looking at the lion and is like, I'm sorry, coming from a place of more nurturing, more higher vibration, more awakened. Like, this is like, I'm seeing you being this person after you've learned your lesson. It's like you've done the shadow work, and now you've awoken, you've figured out your lesson, and now it's coming full circle, and you're doing the last thing you need to do to close that chapter, to finish that lesson, if it makes sense. All right, what other messages, Spirit, do you have for Aquarius? Okay, so the Fool, another major arcana. So like I said, this month's going to be really important for you, Aquarius, because you're starting out with 2 major arcanas. With the Fool, 0, okay, the beginning. You're going to have strength in with these lessons, because I do see in a brighter future for you. I do feel like this is change. I mean, this person, they've got a little bit of things tied in a knapsack to their stick, which could be wands, so fire energy, some passion. You're passionate about moving on from something or a situation and starting over, but your chin is held high to the light. You're ready to move on. This is like the energy of you learning that lesson, you working through it, facing yourself and the situation and other people, and then leaving that in the past, but moving forward and not afraid to, take that leap of faith. And you're traveling, you're going to go on a journey. So I do feel like there is some movement in your life, but you're starting over. And I think this whole month, the important part is to get to this Fool. You have to end a cycle in your life. But I think you're going to do it. It is in the upright. He is holding a white flower, which to me could be another symbol of forgiveness and faith and hope and innocence. So that too could be the sign of healing actions. Maybe you or someone receives a flower, a token, kind of like what I was seeing in the intuitive reading, as someone's giving, I think I said that. Yeah, a flower to somebody else. An offering. Both these cards are very bright and yellow. So I do feel like if you do, Aquarius, what needs to be done, the work that needs to be done, I do feel like at the summer solstice, so about the 21st, when we go into Cancer season, and then the 26th, we're going to have Mercury in Leo. So I do feel between the 21st and 26th, if you have done the hard work that is needed, okay, I do feel that this whole situation is going to be very positive, and you're going to have clarity because we have the sun shining and it's bright and yellow. You're definitely going to have clarity for sure if we do the right thing. So strength and the Fool. Spirit, what other messages do you have for Aquarius for the month of June? Aquarius for the month of June. Okay. So, and I think these cards now are getting into what actions in the situation. So here you've got the Sun in reverse. Okay. To me, this is a Leo card. So that could be potentially a situation that you're battling with yourself, is the Strength. Okay. And I feel like that could be something in the beginning of the month that you don't have fully yet. But this is what Spirit's saying. It's a major arcana. This is a really important thing for you to focus on this month, is the strength within yourself, to do the right thing, to battle the things that you're afraid of, the things that are hard. And that saying sorry is hard, you know, sometimes, especially when we've done the wrong. I do feel this is a situation or a relationship that is not new, because in the upright, it would be young and vitality and innocence. And I don't think that. But I think that that's a block that Aquarius needs to work on. Because I feel like that's Leo in reverse and Leo in the upright. And I think the reason why you're not feeling the strength that you need to, because the overall energy is saying that you are going to come into this strength, is because the situation or this relationship with this other person has been very volatile. You've got the 5 of Wands here, which is fire energy. So definitely you're dealing with a Leo or a Sagittarius and Aquarius. You could have Leo in your chart, or the other person could potentially have fire energy in their chart as well. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is a general reading. So Wands are about action and movement. So you could have like physically been in an altercation. You could have passion, you know, Wands are about passion. So you and this other person or multiple people are very passionate about their values and beliefs and what they're fighting about. But I'm feeling moreover, it's about things coming to light and being said. The words I'm hearing are jealousy and resentment and betrayal. And having to fight. Next, you have the 2 of Swords in the reverse. That's air energy. This is you, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It's kind of in the middle of your spread. Normally in the upright, this would be you having two things on your mind, or feeling like you can't make a decision, or you're torn between 2 things. This is not having mental clarity, right? But in the reverse, I do feel as though you know what choice needs to be made, or you've already said your piece. You've already told the other person or people or situation exactly how you felt. And maybe in doing so, that took a little bit of the light away, or it took a lot of strength to do that. And in doing that, you could have lost something or had to let go of a situation. But I'm feeling now in the present that you're sure of the things that you said and you're sure of the decision you made. Next, we have the Empress. This is Venus showing up. Another major arcana on the board. So we have 3, 4. Strength, the Fool, the Sun in reverse, and now the Empress in the upright. And what's interesting is these 2 cards are embracing these 3 in the middle. So I feel as though this is saying that This is about love, I do feel, with Venus. This is about a relationship, someone whom you cared a lot for. I do feel like this could be saying that that's what the situation needs, is a more nurturing approach. Because this is not nurturing. This is absent of light and vitality. If you are trying to have a child right now, I kind of feel like you could be having a hard time, or this spirit saying it's not the right time to have a child with this individual. You don't want to birth a child in this situation, or a new birth is not happening at this moment with the situation or relationship. But I do feel with the Empress and the Upright, I do feel Spirit saying that you or the other person or the situation does need nurturing. That's what it has been lacking. It's been lacking this very stable, earthy, patient and understanding type energy. Love, it's lacking. Right next to the Empress, again, we have more major arcana with the Magician in the Upright. Again, we see that infinity sign. And what's interesting, okay, so if we look at the beginning of the reading, infinity sign, and if we look at here at the end of the reading or the close of the reading, infinity sign. So I find that very interesting, and we're starting with a female and we're ending with a male. Again, like, we don't really look at gender in tarot. However, feminine, masculine energy here on the board. So with the Magician in the Upright says that you have all the tools that you need to be successful, to make a decision, to as above, so below. I do feel like this whole situation is very much fate too, as well. Destiny, in a sense. But you know exactly what you need to do to make the situation right. You have the tools. And I think if you come at this from a place of love and patience, but also wisdom and knowledge and using the tools that you have, that's what's going to help you end this cycle. So, because I kind of almost feel like the beginning's here and the ending's the beginning, if that makes sense. So I feel like from the Star in reverse forward, that's the beginning. Okay, here's what you need to do so you can end with this. I feel more so the beginning of the reading is your ending. So you can end with strength and a new beginning. I do feel as though you're going to walk away. You're going to walk away from a situation or potentially a person, or that's already happened. But you're beginning or ending with light and beginning and ending with light. Very yellow cards, very blue, emotional, in the middle. You definitely could be dealing with a fire sign, because we have Leo on the board, fire energy. I do see you, Aquarius, here in the middle, some air energy, but most of it's major arcana. What's the final outcome for Aquarius for the month of June? Yeah, Six of Cups. This definitely could be a soulmate, a twin flame, a soul person, a soul tribe, somebody you've known for a very long time and not just on Earth. You have the Six of Cups. This is, this is a happy card. This is a card of reminiscing of the past. This is a card of sharing your cups with others. Cups are about emotions, their love, their Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, their relationships, listening to your intuition and love and romance. So, but I'm not sure if it's going to be with the same person or if it's going to be with somebody new. This could be about the healing that needs to occur and the actions. Here again, we see white flowers, and I don't know why that's sticking out to me, but something about white flowers. This could be a healing action, a parting of ways, almost like, I do kind of feel like moving out or moving in somewhere energy. Let's see here. Let's get some clarification for Aquarius. Spirit, can you help me clarify the messages on the table for Aquarius for June 2018? Spirit, help me clarify these messages for Aquarius for June 2018. One more. All right, Strength card. What does Aquarius need to be strong? Why? Strength card for Aquarius. Strength for Aquarius. There we go. You have mental conflict here. And notice two people. It's the same person. But it's like, this is the mirroring. Remember what I said, duality twos? And I talked about having two mirrors in your hand. But seeing yourself. Mental conflict. I think you are having a lot of conflict about the situation or this other person in your mind. When people say you're thinking too much about it, I definitely think that is true. I think the tough part in this too as well is that you see yourself in that person or that person sees themselves in you. And so when you're doing wrong to each other or you're in a hard situation, or if you both or one of you have to walk away from the other person, it's almost as if you are leaving yourself, a little part of you behind, especially if it's a soulmate connection. I think you do have to be very mentally strong in order to complete this cycle or learn this spiritual lesson for sure. And I do think that it's going to be a big challenge for you this month. What's this new beginning for Aquarius? The Fool card, Wisdom. I think you're going to learn your lesson. If you put in the time and the hard work, you have all the tools with the Magician that you need. You just need to harness the Strength card and the patience and love from the Empress. But with this Fool card, you've attained wisdom. You've learned from the situation with this person. And you're taking that, you're carrying that with you, that wisdom, as you go forward to new beginnings. I do see travel. And there's a lot of sun imagery in all these pictures. So I do feel potentially after the summer solstice, when we enter Cancer season and through the summer, you're definitely going to be going out and doing some travel. Probably more than likely by yourself. What's the Sun in reverse for Aquarius? Sun in reverse for Aquarius. Whoa. Awareness in the reverse. Yeah. So this situation really took away your intuitive abilities. It really brought in some dark energy. The light in the sun was a little bit absent. You weren't very spiritually aware because a lot of this energy was very low vibrational. And I think that's what you need to work on getting back. What's this Five of Wands in reverse for Aquarius? Shadow. Dude. We've been talking about mirrors. We've been talking about working on shadow self. Definitely, this is at the heart of your reading. You could also be dealing with a Gemini as well. But I think a lot of this has to do with you. Okay? We all have a light in us and we all have a darkness in us. That's just part of duality. That's part of yin and yang. That's part of the spiritual journey and becoming a better version of ourselves and raising our vibration. But I do feel for you, there's a lot of conflict. But I think a lot of that too is inner conflict. Some things that you need to really reflect on, Aquarius, and work on with yourself. Because I do feel like the shadow side, some of this low vibrational energy, this lack of awareness, okay, leaches through to your relationships and your connections with other people and sometimes can get in the way, okay? All right. What is this Two of Swords in reverse for Aquarius? Two of Swords in reverse. Two of Swords in reverse for Aquarius. Thank you. Two of Swords in reverse. Transformation. You're unsure. Or, well, no, because this is Two of Swords in reverse. So, you are sure, or I'm kind of feeling like you're unsure. Like you're fearful of transforming. Because this was in reverse. You're fearful of change. Yeah. Okay. You're fearful of really getting into your psyche to really who you are and confronting yourself. Because you know, A, it's going to change you. And you know, B, you're going to have to deal with very dark parts of your soul. And that's scary. Interesting. What's this Empress card for Aquarius? Empress card for Aquarius. Movement, choices, and decisions. Yes. You got to do that hard work. You got to do it with yourself and with the other person in the situation with love and patience. A 2 again. You have another 2 because you have a lot of decisions to make. Two of Swords in reverse. You got a lot of decisions to make. A lot of doors right now. And the choices that you make are going to determine what new path you're going to go on. Okay. What's this Magician in the upright for Aquarius? Magician in the upright. Magician in the upright for Aquarius. Well, 2 fell out. So we're going to do this. Perfect. Yep. So, memories of love in the reverse. I laugh because your final outcome card was the 6 of Cups. And this is the card about memories, loving memories, you know, looking on the good times with somebody, reminiscing. And then you have memories of love in the reverse. So it could be that you're trying to keep those good memories out of your head because it makes it harder for you to move on. It could be Spirit saying that you reminisce too much about all the good things and not enough about why you're out of a relationship or what made you leave the relationship. You keep coming back to this person because you reminisce on the good times. And it could be reminding you that even though, yes, you had good times, but you got to let them flow away because you're going to repeat that. But again, you end with a 4, the heart chakra in the upright. So your heart chakra is open. We do have the Empress here in the upright. So you definitely, it's all about the heart, Aquarius. You do need to be making decisions and thinking about the situation from the heart and being patient and coming from a place of love. And it could mean that maybe that was an area that you maybe struggled with in the past or you weren't as wise about in the past. I feel as though maybe with the situation or this individual, you didn't open up enough. There wasn't a lot of love and love being communicated verbally as well. And that could have been a little bit of a challenge for the relationship. But I definitely hear Spirit saying that that's where you need to be at right now, coming from a place of love right now. Let's get some information regarding your relationship with the Romance Angel cards. So Spirit, what information do you have about Aquarius for the month of June 2019 regarding love, relationships, love and relationships for Aquarius? One more. Love and relationships for Aquarius. 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 Okay. Alrighty. A little bit of deception in the situation or in the past with this connection or relationship. Definitely, I'm seeing these masks. So, some shadow selves, false sense of identity with each other and individually. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Needing to cut away that mask and get to who you really are. I kind of feel like it could be you, Aquarius. And the person could have fought with you a lot to release that mask, but you had a hard time. And the chemistry card came out sideways. So I don't doubt there was a lot of chemistry in the relationship, but I feel right now it's flat. It's lacking. It's not there. It says there's a strong magnetic attraction here, but it came out sideways. So I think that chemistry right now is really flat or not existent right now. Let's get one more card for Aquarius regarding love and relationships. One more card for Aquarius. Love and relationships. Okay. So, heart-to-heart conversations in the reverse. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, and it was in the reverse. So there's some deception going on, and you or they or both of you were not having honest heart-to-heart discussions with each other. The communication was false, deceptive. It wasn't honest. And because of that, it ruined the chemistry with this connection or situation. Okay. What life lessons is Aquarius learning or needing to learn regarding the situation? What lesson or lessons is Aquarius learning or needing to learn regarding the situation? 2 more shuffles. What lesson or lessons is Aquarius learning? What lesson or lessons does Aquarius need to learn right now? Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay. All right. So both are in reverse. Hence the reason why you definitely are going through a deep spiritual lesson right now, because you're having a hard time. One is balance. You could argue that's temperance, which is a Sagittarius card, but it's in the reverse. It says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment, and it's in reverse. I think that's why people wear masks, is because A, they're fearful of being judged for who they really are deep down. B, people wear self masks because they're fearful that they're going to be judged. And to hide your shadow self. Because sometimes those deep, dark parts of us are really ugly. They're not nice. I do feel like this relationship wasn't harmonious, or it isn't harmonious. But I do feel, yeah, a lot of judgment. Some words I used to describe earlier. What was it? Jealousy, betrayal. Yeah, this is definitely a betrayal type card. Yeah, and denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the inside of awareness. Yeah. So fear, definitely. And I replace it with awareness. And you've got denial, which is talking about awareness in the reverse. So yeah, you could be unaware spiritually about the situation or connection. And you're not acknowledging your fears. Hence the reason why you need to do this shadow work, this self work. So let's end here with the Oracle of E deck. Spirit, what are some final messages, words, or phrases that Aquarius needs to know overall regarding the situation or with this individual? What are some final messages for Aquarius for the month of June? Let's get one more shuffle. Final messages for Aquarius for the month of June. Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay. From scratch. When I think of from scratch, I think of the Fool card. I think you need to start over with yourself. I think there needs to be a rebirth of yourself and who you are. But I also feel like you need to start over from scratch regarding your love life and relationships. I really don't feel as though going back to this same connection is good for either of you. I feel like there's too much deception and water under the bridge. Trust is definitely gone. Chemistry is gone. Conversations aren't done with love anymore. So I do feel like you need to start over from scratch. If you are really wanting to make this situation or this relationship with this other person better, from scratch could also mean you need to start from scratch with this individual, go back from square one, re-meet this person, redate this person, start completely over. What other messages, Spirit, do you have for Aquarius for the month of June? Okay, whoa, that one, all in, yeah. So this time, you need to be, as an Aquarius, and look, 8, infinity. You need to be all in or nothing at all. You can't offer this person only part of you or half of you or a piece of you. Everybody in the situation has to be all in, all hands on deck, all giving, sharing your entire cup with each other, your resources, your emotional, mental, physical, financial resources, all of it, all in or nothing at all. Or when you go from scratch, okay, like the Fool card, you're doing everything from scratch, new beginning, but you're all in this time. And that infinity sign is definitely, sewn throughout your reading. And wrecking ball. Wrecking ball. Yeah, I definitely feel like that has to do with the situation or with this person. Something almost like a tower situation. It just totally dissolved, wrecked. The whole building came down. Or you come into this relationship again. I kind of see this situation for some of you not ending, and you're going to come back into this person's life out of the blue, like a wrecking ball, literally. And that's definitely how an Aquarius does things, But if you do come back, make sure that you're all in. It's from scratch, and you've done this work. Yeah, for a lot of you, I think you're going to move on from this situation. This past situation is over, and you're going to start anew. But for a few of you, a handful of you Aquarians, I do feel as though this is one of those connections that keeps coming around and around again. And there's a lot of things that you need to work on in order for this situation to be successful. All right, Aquarius, so I do hope this reading and the messages resonated with you. If it did, please give this video a like and share your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thoughtful and positive comment so you can enter the contest on my channel. Again, Aquarius, you do have a lot going on, a lot of changes, a lot of spiritual growth needing to be had. So definitely heed these messages, take them in stride, and work very hard in the month of June. And I look forward to reading you again in July so we can see how this story continues to unfold. Again, thank you for following me and watching, and I hope to see you back in July, Aquarius. Thank you.